Today we're talking about the 5 signs that you as an INFJ are choosing yourself. Because so often I meet INFJs and they tell me, am I really choosing myself? Is something missing? Is this what is supposed to be? Is there somewhere else I should be going, something else I should be doing? And in so many cases, you are already choosing yourself. The point now is just to go all in. But as long as you feel like you're not choosing yourself yet, you're always going to look for an answer outside of yourself. So let's look into the 5 signs that are telling you that you're already on the right path and you just need to go all in. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you haven't done this so far, to download the free poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. And if you want to take it to the next level, get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide today. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. Sign number 1, you trust your intuition and don't second guess yourself. Our intuition as INFJs is rather strong, but still so many of us second guess ourselves. And why do we second guess ourselves? Mainly because we get pushback from other people. For us, something seems so clear and so evident, and then we tell it to somebody and we get a reaction of, that's weird, why would you think that? Or they pretend like it's not happening. And so we start to double guess ourselves. I've been there. I know how it feels. I see this with INFJs every single day. And it's always the same thing I'm telling them, which is you already know what your intuition is telling you. Now it's about putting it into action. And if you're looking in a situation that is not up to you, meaning, for example, you know that you have a connection with another person, but they don't want to acknowledge it, or you feel like you want to take a step forward in your career, but your friends are not with it and they're telling you that you're making a mistake, well, at the end of the day, the only person you can control is yourself. And now it's time to bet on yourself. So use all those insights that your intuition is giving you and bet on yourself. Go all in. Go for the job that you know you're going to succeed in. Start the side hustle that makes you happy. Leave a person who doesn't see what you bring to the table. And it doesn't matter if they get it or not. That has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you can see it and you can make it happen. But it's also important to say, I'm going to focus on the things that are within my control. Because just because something would be amazing, if there's so many parts necessary that are outside of your control, it's just nothing that is up to you. But believe me, there's so many things that are in your control. And the more you take action on them, the more you bet on yourself, the more they don't just stay in your mind when you have some great ideas, but you actually make them happen. And you say, you might not understand it now, but you will. That's when you know you're choosing yourself. And it doesn't matter if you've achieved anything yet, you already know that this is your path forward, because now it's like, I'm going to die trying with this. I might change my mind. I might want to do something else, but I'm never ever going to second guess what I already know is the right step forward for me. Sign number 2, you've set strong boundaries and you don't feel guilty about them. As INFJs, we're actually rather capable of setting really strong boundaries. We're able to go into hermit mode. We're able to cut people off. We're able to say, this doesn't make me feel good. The problem, though, is that we so often feel guilty about it, meaning I'm being too harsh. The other person just can't show up better. They're going through so much. It's totally understandable to have empathy for another person. And it's also a great quality of ours to being able to see it from their perspective. But it's not a great quality if it comes at our expense. Because no matter how much empathy you have for another person, you first have to have empathy for yourself. Because if you're not protecting yourself, you also cannot be the best version for the people around you. So the first step here is to set those boundaries and feel guilty about them and do it anyway. And then continue the path until you recognize there's absolutely nothing to feel guilty about. Because at the end of the day, this was the exact right thing to do. Because boundaries are all about what you are going to do when a boundary is being crossed. It's not saying, oh, you have to do this and I'm going to control you and force you to act this way. It's more like, this is what I need in order to feel good in this relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it is. And if you can't do that, then this is what I'm going to do. Meaning, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to distance myself, whatever is necessary. And we're not going to look at it from the perspective of, oh, I'm too sensitive. I should be more understanding. There's something wrong with me. No. What makes you feel good? And it does not matter if the people around you have a problem with it. You're not expecting the world. You're just expecting people to treat you right. If they don't, bye-bye. And when you're able to set those strong boundaries, when you're able to make those choices, although they feel uncomfortable, and you're willing to go down a path until you don't even feel guilty about it because you understand that this is just a form of self-love and of self-respect, you're golden. Sign number 3, you prioritize your vision and you stop trying to fit in society's norms. So as INFJs, when we go for our purpose, when we choose our vision, it is most likely not going to lead to a life that is quote unquote normal. It probably is going to look somehow out of the ordinary because the way we are set up, the way our cognitive functions work, we want to evolve. We want to go to the next level. We want to be on the forefront of change. We have new ideas and we want to make them reality. We're visionaries, meaning we have a vision in our mind that doesn't exist yet and we bring it to life. And if this is our purpose, and it doesn't matter if it's small or big, if it is in every interaction that you have with the people around you, it's still who we are. And when we choose that version of ourselves, we're not going to fit into this mold of what society wants us to be. And once we accept that and we know that going towards our purpose is what makes us feel fulfilled, we know we're choosing ourselves. You might not have reached everything you wanted yet, but you know you're on that path. When I started doing my channel, for example, the moment I started choosing myself, when I said, now it's enough, I'm not going to play by society's norms, I'm going to go my own path, I hadn't reached any external success yet in that regard. But I knew I was already creating my INFJ epic life on my terms. It's in that moment that I knew that I'm not going to back off. I'm choosing myself and I'm going to continue choosing myself. Sign number 4, you recognize that your empathy is a gift. It's not a burden. Yes, we're able to empathize with other people. Yes, we're able to look into their world, look at it from their perspective, understand where they're coming from. But this is not something that we have to live with every single second. I know how it feels like to think that you can't switch it off, but you can. It's just so often that we feel we don't have the right to switch it off. I see how that other person is suffering. I see how hard it is for them. How can I look away? We say that because we feel that we can choose ourselves and make sure that we're good without losing our value for other people, without being a bad person. But again, it's a form of self-preservation. We're not here to be a crutch for other people. We're here to be an inspiration of what it means to choose yourself. And if you understand that being empathetic is something that you can offer, but not something that you give away freely because you have no other choice, it can actually be valued. Because if it's something that is always there, people are going to take advantage of it, not because they're bad people, but because they're in pain. And if people are in pain, they take from whatever source they can. So make sure that you see this as a gift, as a skill, as something you can offer, but not something that you're going to stick with and that's going to become your burden no matter what situation you're in. When you choose yourself, you know that this is something that you can deliberately choose to use or allow, or something that you're going to protect yourself from. Sign number 5 that you're finally choosing yourself as an INFJ is when you've built a life that is in alignment with your authentic self. All the points we talked about so far, signs that are showing you you're on the right path. But the point that tells you that you are there is when you have that externally observable fact. This is what I encourage all INFJs to focus on because we're cerebral beings. We're going to be in our mind all the time if we're not careful. What we have to do is to take continuous actions that allow us to be as authentically ourselves as we can be. And if you're around people who constantly tell you there's something wrong with you, if you're in a job that doesn't allow you to be authentic, if you're in relationships that don't encourage your authenticity, you're always going to hold yourself back. But the more you create that life, the more you say, I'm not going to stop because everything isn't perfect yet, but every step that I take is deliberate. I'm going to choose a job that allows me to be more of my authentic self. I'm going to be around people that encourage me to be my authentic self. And I'm going to really set real firm boundaries with people who make me feel bad. I'm not going to share certain aspects of me, but I'm still going to create a life that allows me to be as authentically as I possibly can. This is not something that you either have or you have not. This is a step-by-step process. Is the life that I'm building more in alignment with my authentic self than it was last year? Am I already happy where I'm at? Or is there one more step that I can take? But if you know that if you look back the last couple of years, things have gotten greater, you feel more yourself, you're allowing yourself to show up more authentically, then you know you're finally choosing yourself. And now it's just about going all in, trusting that this is your path forward and connecting with people who support you on that mission. Remember, if you want more support from my side, then get all the free material that I offer, get the audio guide, join our bootcamp community, or work with me one-on-one. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then check out the video you see on the screen right now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.